Hello, it is 5:23, week number 8. I was out of frame there. I was over here with my hand. That's where you can see it. Uh, you're here. We've made it. It's week 8. This week is really straightforward. There's not a discussion board post. There is the weekly reading reflections due that hopefully you've been doing over the last 8 weeks. There's a template we shared a while back with that. It's nothing special. It's 8 boxes that say week 1 reflection, week 2 reflection. So just make sure you're submitting that in, I want to say the Bears Lair, because that's our school, our Hillbrook School student portal. I was just dealing with something. Um, Save it in Canvas. That makes a lot more sense. Could you imagine if I had just said, be sure and post it to Bears Lair? And everyone's like, what are you talking about? This is what happens when you record videos on a Friday afternoon um, in the last like 5 weeks of the school year, right? Am I right? Are you feeling it? Likely are. Um, yeah, so make sure you share, you submit that reflection from the readings. Also, make sure that it's not set to private, that you've shared it either with me directly or set the Google Drive permissions to anyone with a link can view. Um, yeah, always double check those things. Um, Certainly for submissions so that your instructors in the future can read them, but also if you're submitting Google Doc as any other thing. I got a Google Doc that was a job application and they gave me edit rights. And I was like, that was a choice. Not one I would make and not one I'm recommending for you. So so that is that. The last big thing we have, and I talked about this last week, is your solutions prototype. The thing I can encourage you the most with this week, that is in addition to last week's video, is just to double check that grading rubric, go through each row. For example, the length of the prototype is worth 12 of the 60 points, and it should cover five days. Can you see my hand? There it is. 5 days. I'll make that the screenshot, or the thumbnail for the YouTubes, as my mom calls it. 5 days of classes is what you should be doing. So if it's just like worst case would be the whole assignment is like 1 page, and you're like, day one, do this, day one, do that, day three, do this, day four, something else. This needs to actually be like 5 days of lesson plans. It's going to be all online delivery, as you already know. And we've been ramping up for this. You're going to connect it, and this is part of the grading rubric, connecting it with your assignments 1 through 4. Again, just take a look at the rubric, follow those parts, and you will do fantastic. Um, yes. That is what I have for you. Um, this course comes with free lifetime tech support. So if you have any questions in the next day, 2 years, a decade, feel free to reach out to me. I'm still Bill Selk on all the things. If you ever have questions, you need to connect. If you ever find something really cool that you want to share, feel free. You're now at the point with this where you could absolutely be presenting on this at an educational technology conference, um, particularly around like online lesson design, online lesson delivery. So I encourage you to consider doing something like that. With most educational conferences, you tend to get the early bird registration rate. With Q presentations, if it's spring Q or fall Q, you get free registration. So if you're ever trying to get to one of the bigger Q conferences, if you present, it's free. You could present on this final project, basically. Don't say, here's my project. Just be like, let me teach you how to make a solutions prototype based on, design thinking. Design thinking for online lesson delivery, right? Like you will get accepted for that. Add generative AI and boom, you will have a packed room. Uh, it sounds like I'm being snarky, but it's snarky and true, like genuinely. Um, the last thing I'm going to share with you is not necessarily related to the course, is if you've not been keeping up with school AI, they're coming up with a lot of big changes in the next month. So like first week of June, they're basically kind of combining several parts where it's going to be this one kind of dashboard, and they just continue to get better with sound pedagogy. It's one of those where the better you get with online lesson design and student-centered design, the better you'll be able to prompt it and be like, actually change this to that. And when you can get that kind of second draft of feedback with generative AI, that's when you start to get really good artifacts from them. When you can prompt and go, is this the same as that? Can you make this connection for me? More of this, less than that. When you're able to make those kind of edits and requests, you get some really, really good content back. And School AI is continuing to improve. So if you've not jumped into that one of all the platforms right now in education, that's the one that I'm leaving you with. Check it out. Teacher accounts are free. Even like the paid site license doesn't give you that much more. So even if you are at a school site that is not paying for it, it's still like you're getting pretty much the same service, which is really, really cool. It's good stuff. It's worth checking out. If you have any questions about week 8, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, happy week 8, everybody.